Like, are you noticing any signs? Are you seeing angel numbers? You don't fully understand. It might be your own awakening.
Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months.
What's up, guys? I am back. So, your girl needed to take a break. Like, I've been working like crazy, going through a transition with moving and just trying to get things in order. So, I needed to take a break. I needed to come back with content that I really feel like is going to resonate with the people that it needs to reach. So today I want to talk about spiritual awakenings, which is something that I am currently experiencing. This is like my fourth one in the last 5 years. Now, I don't know if some of you guys have experienced this or if you have experienced a spiritual awakening and you don't know exactly what it is. Well, that's where your girl show up at. I'm here to shed some light on these spiritual awakenings because they are real. When you are trying to elevate in life, when you have made your decision to grow on a spiritual level so you can be more in alignment with where God has for you, it's not easy going through these awakenings because it's forcing you to elevate and grow like at a rate where you may feel like you may not be ready for it, but God feels like you're ready because it's basically what your spirit is craving. Your spirit, your soul draws to it what it needs in order to grow, right? So if you made the decision that you are trying to elevate on a spiritual level, we're not talking about just a material level, a physical glow up emotionally. We're talking about like spiritual, where you're trying to be and what you're trying to become. Are you trying to become the highest version of yourself? So if that's something that you're trying to attain, then these awakenings are going to happen every time it's time for you to grow. Now, have you ever just felt like life was forcing you to hit pause, right? Like everything was falling apart, but somehow you knew it was for a bigger reason. That's where I found myself. Like I said, not one, but multiple times. Everything was shifting around me. And it has been, even this one that I'm dealing with now. And I just couldn't ignore it anymore. So that was why I needed to take the time like away from creating content so I can come back better. And although I'm still growing, I'm learning, I'm evolving just like you guys, I needed to take a break so I can nurture my soul and I can basically tend to my spiritual needs as well as my physical needs too. And I also needed to clear my mindset because there is a lot going on and I know everybody have a lot going on. And right now I just feel like it's so much that I'm trying to do and I feel like it's just not enough time. And that's another thing we're going to talk about at some point too, time. The way I look at time now is not the way I looked at time 5-6 years ago. But anyways, so I also wanted to do this video because I wanted to kind of shed some light on me, who I am, and also why I'm where I'm at and why I decided to start this YouTube channel. I mentioned little bits and pieces of why I started a YouTube channel, but I never kind of like shared my full experiences on why I'm where I'm at now and why this channel for me is about uplifting, encouraging, and motivating people that is trying to grow on a spiritual level and reach the highest level or highest version of themselves during this time of why we're here. So in March of 2019, I lost my children's father. And listen, you know, if you lost somebody really close to you, you know that pain, unlike anything that you could ever feel, right? That pain was like something that I've never felt when I lost my children's father and my grandmother. And my grandmother was everything to me. She helped raise me. She helped me with my son when he was a baby. So my grandmother was like, that was like my queen. That was my everything shifted for me. So it wasn't me intentionally shifting. It was just a shift was happening, right? How I saw my life, how I saw my relationships and myself. And not long after that, I got close to someone I thought was helping me through my grief. This was a friend. This was someone that I just thought, right? Like, this person is just there for me, right? So not long after that, it became serious. We moved in together and became a couple, but it turned toxic like very quickly. The arguments, the lack of trust, it felt like a mirror reflecting insecurities. So what I mean is he had insecurities and I had insecurities too. And what happened was neither one of us had addressed those insecurities. We just brought that into our relationship with each other, right? Not even thinking, not even, really in that space in life where we were, well, I was the spiritual heightened person that I am today, right? And I started seeing like these angel numbers. And there were angel numbers like 1212, 1222, 1010, 444. And when I saw 1222, like every time I would see them, I would just go and read up on them so that way I could understand what the message was that my ancestors and my spirit team was sending to me. And I remember seeing 1222, and that one stood out to me out of all of them because with 1222, it's a beautiful message, don't get me wrong, but they all have different meanings and messages. And one specific message talked about a relationship ending, and I knew in my heart that it was our relationship, but I wasn't ready to walk away because again, I had invested my time, my energy, I had fell in love, and so I wanted to kind of ride it out and just see where things would go. But that specific night when I saw that number, it was like something went, like this feeling that I felt, and it was undeniable. And I remember like saying to myself, like, you're gonna have to let this go. And what I also realized is the angel numbers were messages, those were signs that were pushing me to transform. And that's a whole nother story in itself because I started to transform and elevate spiritually, but that person was still like in the same space. And so there's a Bible verse, and it's Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And this is so relatable to spiritual awakenings and what I'm talking about. It says, do not conform to the pattern of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. And this verse really resonated with me. My journey, my transformation toward authenticity, healing, and alignment with God's will. Now, don't get me wrong, none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. You are not perfect. None of us are, right? But at the end of the day, if we're trying to become the best versions of ourselves and receive the blessings, what God has for us, then we will change. You will change, right? There's changes you're going to make. And if you notice on my channel, if you watch me, I'm always talking about growth and change because I know there's things in my life that I have done where I've changed the way I think, not just, okay, I don't have this degree, so I'm going to get this degree. I want to work this job, so I'm going to get this. No, you have to change your mindset in order for everything else to change. And sometimes that's not easy to retrain our brain from something that we've been doing all of our lives to something that is going to better us. Yes, we all want to better our lives, right? However, the retraining of the brain, of your mind, that is the challenging part. It's not that we can't do it. You just got to be willing to put in the work. And everybody's not willing to do that. And that's why I say I am talking to the people that is where I'm at in life. These people that are trying to elevate when it comes to their mindset so that way they can receive the blessings that God has for them. When it comes to a spiritual awakening, for me, what I learned about a spiritual awakening, sorry about this hair, guys. This is some new hair that I got. And listen, I don't be knowing what I be doing, but I'm trying to do something. So sorry if I keep messing with it. But yes, the spiritual awakening, you start seeing life differently, right? It's like the universe, because the universe is God as well. It's like everything is shaking you up, forcing you to let go of what no longer serves you so you can step into who you are meant to be. And for me, it showed up as angel numbers, deep emotional pain, physical symptoms like headaches, exhaustion. It would be times where I didn't even understand why my head would be hurting so bad. I would pray and I would ask God for signs. I would ask for guidance, and something will show up. It'd be an angel number, it'd be a person that I would meet, because I was always out like doing Uber and promoting my business. So I will always meet people, or I will see an angel number, or I will turn on my YouTube and then something that I would be thinking about, like watching YouTube videos or scrolling online, and it would be something that I would be looking for, like something that I was trying to get some sort of answer in, and it would show up. And so I just started paying attention. And so that was the clarity that I needed a lot of times, because if I was in a space where I'm praying to God, like, okay, I don't know what's happening, I don't know what's going on, I just know that I have these headaches, my emotions is up and down, and then that clarity would come. Sometimes, a lot of times, I would be exhausted, because when you are trying to evolve, and this was something that I did not understand, when you are going through spiritual transformations, you be exhausted spiritually, like, and then in turn, it will become physical too as well. But your mind, you just be tired, right? Because it's so much change that you're going through without even trying, right? So I started to see what wasn't aligned with me anymore. Whatever it was that was not aligned with me, I don't care if it was a person, I don't care if it was an environment, I don't care if it was a job, whatever it was that was not aligned with me anymore, I started to pay attention. I started to listen, whether it was through, as I mentioned, prayer, journaling. You guys know I talk about journaling a lot. That's something that has helped me through my darkest times, or just sitting still with my thoughts. A lot of times you have to be just present and just sit still so that you can hear the messages. And that was hard for a woman like me, because I am a busy body. I'm the type of person where sometimes I feel like I got ADHD, or I don't even know what it is, but y'all catch the drift. Y'all know what it is. Sometimes I be feeling like I cannot sit still. So for me, it was very challenging for me to do that. I wanted to change, and even today, I'm still at a place where I want to continue to evolve so that way I can become the highest version of myself before my time is up. And whatever that looks like, I'm just trusting the process, right? So I had to release toxic relationships, old habits, and even fear of being judged. That's another one. And it wasn't easy, but it was necessary. I've learned on this journey, very important. God, y'all see this hair. It's just this like, oh, that's one thing I do not know how to do hair, guys. I do not mind admitting that I don't know how to do hair. I try to look cute, but whatever. That on this journey, I had to stop forcing things like I had to. I focus on what feels good, what feels right in my spirit, and I trust that everything is unfolding as it should, in the way that it should, right? So when I started this YouTube channel, this was nothing that I ever thought about. This was nothing that I ever wanted to do. If anybody that knows me, that is watching, you guys know I had a whole fashion business that I was super proud of. That was my baby. I invested everything into that business before I hit rock bottom. I mean, everything. It was it was my passion, and it was something that I thought that I would be doing for a while. When YouTube came to me, when I kept receiving messages about like speaking to people and uplifting and encouraging people, I thought that I was already doing it because it's just something I enjoy. I don't do it to get anything out of it. It just makes me feel good to uplift and encourage someone because we all need that supportive energy, right? Or supportive people around us. So it's just something I enjoy doing. So when I kept having these dreams about doing a YouTube channel, and I'm just like, that's not anything I want to do. That's not a part of like the plans that I have set for myself. And one day, this was 2023, around May or June, I said, you know what? I am going to accept this, Father, because whatever reason why this keep coming to me, I have to accept the duties and responsibilities that I am here to do when it comes to serving others, right? So I just decided to just accept that this was something that is a part of my journey. And I say, what do I have to lose? I don't have anything to lose. So I'm just going to accept it. If it work out, if it don't, I will continue to follow the path that God has me on, because there'll always be messages, there'll always be a way for me to understand what it is that I'm supposed to do, right? I just went with it, and this is what I'm doing. And surprisingly enough, I've actually really, really like it. I really like it. I did not think that I was. I thought this was a crazy idea. Now, I honestly felt called to share my story, to help others. And it is a part of my purpose to inspire people in some way, shape, form, or fashion, to uplift and help others. And I'm also realizing the importance of healing and growing. Healing and growing, it is definitely important when it comes to our evolution. Also realizing the importance of balance, because listen, me trying to do all this stuff that I'm trying to do while going through this awakening that I'm experiencing, it has been a lot. Even before I started going through the spiritual awakening, it has been a lot trying to balance everything. And so I feel like that is something that now I have put to the forefront that I want to work on. Now, granted, we're going to be working on trying to have that work-life balance, right, for the rest of our lives. It's nothing that's going to come overnight, but at least if we go ahead and put forth the effort, we'll have good weeks, good months, right? The work-life balance. And that is something that I feel like I have made a priority now. It is definitely something that I'm working on. I also realize too, it's okay to slow down. It's okay to slow down, because when you slow down, like I said earlier, you're present and you're able to really reflect on where you at, your past, your present, where you at, and where you're trying to go. And you gain the understanding when you're able to sit still and listen to the messages that are being sent to you. I'm learning to let go of overthinking too as well. That was another thing that I was doing. I sometimes overthink. It's mostly with work. With my children, not as much as I used to when I was younger, but when it comes to work and my projects, sometimes I'll have like these ideas on what I want to do. Okay, I'm gonna do this. And then later on that day, I'm sitting there and I'm overthinking it. And I'm like, okay, there's no need for that. You got to continue to trust your intuition. You have gotten this far trusting yourself. So that is something that I'm learning to do, is embrace the flow of life. Now, are some of you guys noticing signs? Like, are you noticing any signs? Are you seeing angel numbers you don't fully understand? It might be your own awakening, it might be your own awakening. Like, have you ever felt something is shifting in your life and you can't exactly understand what it is that's happening? You see things are shifting and changing right before your eyes, but you don't fully quite understand it. let's talk about it in the comments. Let's talk about it. I would love to hear you guys' story in the comments. Share your experiences. Ask any questions that you may have, and I'll be right there to answer them. I'm here to support you. So if you're ready for any more inspiration, encouragement, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. I hope this video is lending some sort of inspirational encouragement, or maybe it's helping you to identify some of your own signs that you may have seen or you may have noticed, but you just haven't sat still to understand why these angel numbers keep popping up. Why do I keep seeing these signs? Why do I keep experiencing this? It's for a reason. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care.